Hello! Today we're going to do something different. We're going to make one of my childhood dreams come true. I have with me here a Ronco Showtime Rotisserie and Barbecue. When I was a kid, I must have seen the infomercial for this thing 100 times if I had seen it once. I loved watching infomercials. And there's something about this thing that looked amazing. The roast chickens that came out of that thing on the infomercial had the most beautiful, crispy brown skin. They looked amazing. I'm skeptical that you're going to get that result from this little rotisserie oven, but maybe we will. Let's find out. So this here is the Ronco Showtime Rotisserie and Barbecue. It says so right on there. It's got this piece of glass in the front. It just goes down and actually slides underneath the whole unit. Pretty cool. There's a drip tray down in here. It has a removable lid. I'm not sure why, but whatever. I'm just going to leave it in there. It all feels like non-stick, so it should be pretty easy to clean. This is a used unit my brother got me down at Value Village, and you know what? It's pretty clean, in good condition. Now the actual rotisserie part is this bad boy right here. One of these ends actually just pops off, and so you can use these skewers to jab whatever it is that you're cooking. Also included is a series of these baskets where you can stick different things in there. On the infomercial, they stick in potatoes, vegetables, lobster tails, hamburgers, meatballs, whatever the hell you can imagine will go in these little baskets here. If I were to put the cap on, now I can stick these little skewers in. These are really interesting. If I were to stick one in here, you'll notice that on this side, it has a little gear. As the rotisserie itself goes through, or goes around, this will actually catch on the gear that also spins the main rotisserie, and will rotate this little skewer just a little bit with each full rotation of the rotisserie. That means you could load this guy up with a kebab or a hot dog, sausage, and it should be cooked evenly along, and you can stick 8 individual little skewers that rotate by themselves along with the main rotisserie. Pretty cool. If you take a look at the control panel for this here oven, you're going to notice that, well, it's not in English. This is the version française, les rotisseries du Ronco du Showtime. Whatever, that's fine. I can make do with French. We've actually got some handy little reminders here to tell us how long you cook your meat by the pound. Chicken is 15 minutes a pound. A 15-pound turkey is 12 minutes a pound. Seems odd. I'm so used to using temperature, but this thing doesn't actually have temperature controls. You're purely meant to set it and forget it, as Ron says. I'm going to be cooking a 3.2-pound chicken, which will take me just over 45 minutes, according to these instructions. So here's my 3.2-pound chicken. I've got to load it up onto this here skewer. I've got my handy painter's tape because I don't have the patented Ronco platform. Anyway, Ron did it like this. The chicken going just sideways like that. And there we go. I'm gonna wash my hands. So now I just got to put the top on. I am to center the chicken. Stick her in there. On the old infomercial, Ron had like a wheel dial. That would be much better than these buttons. But whatever, I got it on for 45 minutes. So I've cooked this 3.2 pound chicken for 45 minutes. Just around 165, which is probably the lower end of what you want to do. I'll put her in for just a little bit more just to be safe. Come on. Silly bastard. So, as you can tell, getting this thing in and out of there with these old silicone gloves of mine kind of sucks. Ronco's machine came with barbecue gloves. We actually, we got a pair here. The last owner probably never washed them, and they're kind of disgusting on the inside. I don't really know if I want to use them, but maybe they do a better job of grabbing those things. I don't know. And there we are. I put that bird in for an additional 10 minutes. I'm happy. First things first, I gotta say, that thing is beautiful. It looks just like it does in the infomercial. It's got that brown skin. It looks crispy. Watching all the juices pour out and kind of like baste it as it was spinning around is awesome. And all that stuff is collected in that grease tray in the bottom. I'll just dump that into a can or something and throw her out. That is pretty awesome. That's pretty convenient. This thing is awkward as hell to grab while it's hot. Slides right out. Beautiful. So I've let it cool down a little bit. We'll start by just cutting this in half. I gotta say, it looks perfect. It really does look perfect. Is there a better way to do this? Probably. I'm not a butcher. I like that back quarter. I really like a thigh. Let's see what we're looking at. That's a delicious, juicy piece of chicken. You're probably wondering, Steve, how did you spice it? Well, that's just some Old Bay. I had a can of Old Bay. It actually broke open when I was shaking it over the chicken, so there's way too much on top of it. But it's good. It looks good. Let's see what we're looking at with breast meat. I'm usually a bit less of a fan of breast meat. It's fine in like a chicken tender or something, but I'm not going to cook up a piece of chicken breast and just eat it. Generally because it's too dry, at least compared to the hind quarter. So let's see what we're looking at. That's juicier than most chicken breasts you'll get. It's definitely juicier than what you'd get at, say, even Swiss Chalet, which is probably the chicken place most Canadians will be familiar with. I'm pretty impressed. This is pretty good. I'm probably going to eat the other half of this chicken just right now and save the other half for later. So far, I think it's fair to say Ron Popeil didn't lie. That Showtime, at least for roast chicken, works as advertised. But I'm not quite done with this little grill. We're still going to look at a roast of pork, a roast of beef, and of course, everyone's favorite baby back ribs. See you next time.